Hello listeners and welcome to the Bald Men and Barbells podcast. I am your host and together with my co-host, we will be talking all things fitness and lifestyle related. Our main intention is to entertain and educate our listeners with great conversations covering all the latest and greatest mainstream topics while sharing valuable life experiences. Remember, everything you hear and see on this podcast is for our own research and entertainment purposes only. They are our own personal views and opinions. If our content offends you, please feel free to share your feelings on social media and be sure to tag us because any publicity is good publicity. Enjoy the episode. Yeah, boy, we're live.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We are live. Episode number 2.
Wow.
We
made it.
We're growing fast.
We made
it past one episode.
we're mainstream now, man.
We're mainstream. We're
episode 2.
2 episodes.
And they thought we would
I feel like we
not
need
do
sponsors by now. We should have
Today's sponsor is Bubba Water.
Who's our sponsor for today?
Today's sponsor is Bubba.
Bubba?
Yes, Bubba, the leader in water.
How is that water bottle going for you
Mate,
anyway?
it's amazing.
You've been through a few water bottles.
I have been through probably about 15 or 16 water bottles in this year.
Would it be safe to say you're a hoarder?
No. Why would you say I'm a hoarder?
Actually, no, you're not a hoarder.
No.
You buy everything,
Correct.
you just don't keep it.
The
So
business
you're a shopaholic.
I
You
am
have
a-
an addiction
okay.
to online shopping.
My name is Rob and I am a shopaholic. It's been 35 seconds since I've shopped on eBay. But internet shopping is addictive.
Yeah,
Have you,
for some people.
No, excuse me.
Not for me.
Wait. Stop. So here I am at the front desk and every 15 minutes, is your name Bassam? No, I got a package for Bassam.
Hey, I'm buying things that we need.
Yeah, for
okay,
sure. Yeah.
like for example, this is what just came in the.
But there
the
was a
mail.
big black dildo that came in yesterday. I was like, okay,
That's
how's
what we
that?
needed. That.
Is that what you
Episode
need?
3.
Yeah.
You don't know what's
Your
coming.
sex toys, eh? I love it.
We haven't planned that far ahead yet.
Are we going to make it to episode 3? That's the question.
I don't know.
We got to make sure that we don't get banned from social media.
We can get banned. You
I
can
think
get.
maybe after the first episode, once it airs, we probably won't make it.
This is first episode.
This is probably not going to even air.
If our listeners know what's coming in the first episode,
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
you can get banned off YouTube. You know,
Yeah, I'm saying.
YouTube can ban you for comments that offend people. If
No, really.
if you get reported enough, by a
So-
large group of people, you can get banned. Your channel gets taken down with review.
So we have no chance then.
Probably not. But then,
No, seriously.
But then you
I'm not
got, like,
seriously. We have no chance.
But what happens then is, and this is what's happening.
Where's the freedom of speech? Like, how can we say what we want to say if we're going to be banned from YouTube or Facebook or?
Well, technically, it's their platform, so there is no freedom of speech. They're really like, if freedom of speech applies to everyday life when you're walking in the streets and stuff, but if you're using someone's platform, it's their rules, it's their way or the highway. So,
I don't.
and it's very political. It's very political because a lot of these companies, a lot of these platforms have ties with politicians.
Right.
You know, the president, the
Yes.
prime ministers. They have really good connections with them, and so it all comes down from the top. So
So
whatever.
this is going to be like our dreams of having an uncensored podcast and program. It's not
Well,
going
what
to happen.
people
It
are-
can't happen.
What people are doing is they start their own website or their own app, and then they stream everything off their own platform. That way, they don't need to be censored.
So the podcasting apps and all that sort of stuff.
Well, for example, let's look at it. Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
right? He's always on his shows during his episodes. He's always like, well, you know, can we play this? Can we say this? Can we talk about this? If his assistant Jamie, the guy that's behind the scenes,
Yeah.
if he plays something up on the screen, YouTube can take that episode down. And if after multiple violations, they can take the whole channel down if there's copyright issues involved. So he's thinking about starting his own website,
Right.
where he can just upload all his episodes onto that website, and he doesn't have to worry about it.
Unrestricted.
Yeah,
But someone like him has millions and millions of listeners or
yeah,
viewers.
he's already
He
set up.
He should have his own website.
We need YouTube. We need those platforms to post.
So,
'Cause
but why are you telling me this now? Otherwise, I wouldn't have signed up to this thing because I want to be able to speak my mind. There's going to be sense everything.
hey,
Going.
look, I was like, look, let's just take it as far as we can until
Like,
we get
because
shut down.
seriously, the stuff we talk about, it's
Yeah.
going to upset a lot of people.
100%. But realistically, I'm excited for it to get to that stage because I like a bit of commotion.
Just thinking about our last episode, man, we're not going
Like a bit-
anywhere.
little bit-
We're not going
a
anywhere.
little bit of chaos. So All right. So on today's episode, I want to talk about a current topic that's circulating the atmosphere, and that topic is the documentary that was on Netflix, The Game Changers.
No.
I know you don't want to talk about it, but I dragged you in here.
So you want to get me angry, in other words?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I'm just warning everyone that's listening to this podcast or watching, wherever you're watching.
You want to get past the...
Get ready to screen record this one.
You want to get past season 2 or episode 2, and you want to bring up as a
I
start
thought, let's kick it off
the stupidity
with a bang
of Game Changers.
Yeah.
Like...
All right. Here's the
Let me have a
reason.
breath. 1 sec, wait.
Deep breaths. Another one.
Have we got someone beeping these things? Like, so beep. Like, the whole episode's going to be beep.
We don't have.
Like, fuck. Oh.
Swear as much as you want. Let it out.
Why would you start with a... Like, we're not going to...
All right. Here's the reason why.
Tell me why.
So, yesterday was the UFC. I don't know if you watched it. Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal was one of the greatest UFC cards ever in history.
Really?
Donald Trump was there.
No way.
The Rock was there. Yeah, it was a big
last
card.
UFC?
Yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday.
Okay.
It was a massive card.
Yep.
It was for the baddest motherfucker on the planet. They made an actual belt. Like an actual belt for the baddest motherfucker, and they wrapped it around his waist.
No way.
And that winner was Jorge Masvidal. It was by doctor stoppage. So rounds 1 to 3 were pretty much to Jorge, and round 4 the doctor stopped the fight because Nate Diaz had this massive cut.
I actually saw the cut.
Eyebrow,
I actually saw the cut on
and he had
a
a
Facebook
cut
post.
on his cheek. So they were about to meet. Like his whole fucking face could have just been split open.
Wow.
But he doesn't give a fuck. Like he wanted to fight on. So you see, the doctor was like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here. I'm fine. Let me just keep fighting."
Yeah.
And then this little doctor walks in. This little skinny bloke walks in. A second doctor, a second physician, has a look at it and then waves the fight off. Right.
Oh, wow.
So they were almost about to fight,
Yeah.
continue fighting, and he waves.
You
the fight
are a
off.
big Nate Diaz fan too, aren't you?
I'm a massive Nate Diaz fan. I'm a massive UFC fan. I love MMA in general. But now Nate Diaz was mentioned in the documentary about his win over Conor McGregor.
100%.
Right. So this is why I want to talk about it, because it was a great
100%.
segue into our episode. And they highlighted the fact that Nate Diaz was a vegan when he beat
course.
Conor McGregor. And
But that's why he won. That's why he won, because he eats fucking plants. Like, he beat someone that ate. The reason he won, okay, is because Conor McGregor eats 2 steaks a day.
Yeah.
That's the reason he won.
That's what they were insinuating.
How fucking stupid can someone be to believe the reason a guy lost is because he ate 2 steaks before the fucking fight? And the person that leaves won because of that. Not because Nate Diaz is an amazing fighter. Yeah. Okay, Nate Diaz is is a submission champion. Yeah. Conor McGregor lost because he eats 2 steaks a day.
And Nate Diaz is vegan.
100% that's the reason why he lost.
That was the reason.
Absolutely. That's
No
that's
doubt
the
about it.
logic that vegans have. That's the stupidity that vegans have. That's the stupidity of people that are watching this fucking movie or film, okay? And they're changing their lifestyle. They're changing their food. They're messaging me saying, "I'm a vegan now." It's like, really? Are you that stupid to fucking change your food without any education? It's like me watching fucking Back to the Future and going in my fucking time machine tomorrow. It's a fucking movie, okay? It's biased about something. Like, it's honestly. And
all right, okay. Have a breath.
Wait.
Breathe,
Let me
breathe.
One second.
Breathe. Okay. So let's go one step at a time here. Okay. Now, obviously, the documentary, some people are calling it a mockumentary because it is a mock. It's
a mockery.
It is bias. It is propaganda. Some people are saying online. Now, I watched it. You watched it. It can be quite convincing to the untrained eye.
It has been made amazingly.
Yeah. Great.
The film is an amazing
Great
film.
production. Great production.
Okay, let's start with the production.
Yeah.
The producer, James Cameron, a vegan. Okay? So already he's an idiot. Now, James Cameron, what these people don't understand, has $140 million invested in a company that produces pea protein, which is plant-based.
Yep.
So he has every intention to make people believe that a plant-based diet is better than a meat diet because he's invested in it.
Yeah.
If you look at everybody that's invested in the movies, have some type of stake in plant-based materials.
That's true.
Because you can make money off it.
Yeah.
Okay? Unfortunately, a cow is a cow. What are you going to do? You either own cows, okay? Or you own a company that produces proteins and supplements where they can make money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like I said, the movies, if you watch the movie and you're untrained, mate, you're gonna stop eating meat tomorrow. But where I get upset,
Did you know Arnold Schwarzenegger as well has a stake in a plant-based
I
supplement
do
company?
know that. I do know that. But you know what? Miss Arnold Schwarzenegger won 7 Mr. Olympias as a vegan. That's why he was so big and strong. That's why he conquered the world. Okay, I've seen Arnold.
He's being a smart ass for those of you who
That's sarcasm. Okay, for those of you who don't know, that's
we know sarcasm isn't. People can't really detect it sometimes, so let's just
motherfucker. It's never gonna happen. You're never gonna win Mr. Olympia, the #1 bodybuilding competition, eating fucking beans, okay, and broccoli.
And
it's not
soy.
going to happen. And soy. Okay, so where was I? I'm just getting really upset now.
You were quite riled up about Arnold Schwarzenegger, but the main discussion here is that going vegan is going to improve your performance. That's the main takeaway, because they were using all of these Olympic medalists and all these elite athletes that look jacked, look ripped. So what do people take away from that? You know, like
okay, like I said, it's a biased film. Okay, yes, there might be 1 or 2 people that are winning stuff at the time it was made.
Yeah.
Okay, I can guarantee you it was made a fair few years ago because it had lots of hurdles to go through. The people that were in that documentary are either one of 2 things: not winning anything, or injured and broken, and their careers are over. And I can testament because I've actually done research on this topic, because I knew the amount of people that are going to come and be brainwashed by this thing. So I spent the last 2 weeks of my life, apart from what I've already known, debunking every single second of that documentary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the reason I wanted to talk to you about it, because you love vegans.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They're my favorite people.
You love it when a client rocks up and he tells you he's vegan or she's vegan.
Just the FYI, guys, if you come to Revolution X and you're a vegan, just chuck a U-turn and don't come in. Okay? You're not welcome here. Okay?
Vegan clients aren't allowed through the door.
Vegan clients are not allowed through the door. Now, I will put a clause in, unless, and the only unless, and it's a massive unless it's for religious reasons, you're a vegan, then I don't go anywhere near religion. Good luck to you. I've got all the respect. But if it's a purpose of, I want to save the planet, or I want to I'm sorry, I want to save the planet also, but not at the detriment of my health. You know what I mean? I still do things that will help the planet. But it's stupidity, you know what I mean? And it's a fashion now. And then this movie is just going to ruin so many lives.
It's a trend, right?
It's a fashion. It's cool to be vegan this year, okay? And then when the problem why I get so emotional is because in a year, 2 years, 3 years time, when osteoporosis kicks in and they're becoming weaker and they're getting injured and all that sort of stuff, they're going to come to us to try to help them fix it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's like, don't do it in the first place. Like, have balance. You shouldn't. Any extreme's no good. Okay, you need every macronutrient and every meat. You need to eat greens and you need to eat meat, and balance is the key, not an extremism. You know what I mean? And it causes problems. It causes massive problems.
Do you know what I saw in this documentary? This is what I saw. Obviously, put aside all the biased comments, all the athletes that they use to try and convince the viewer that the vegan diet's the way to go. Disregarding the fact that they only shine the light on vegan athletes and didn't mention anything about non-vegan athletes winning Olympic gold medals. They spoke about Nate Diaz being a vegan athlete, but look at all the other champions that aren't vegan athletes.
But they weren't always vegan also. This is the key.
Yeah.
Okay? The key you got to understand is these athletes weren't always vegan. No. They got their gains. They got their results. They got everything as meat eaters or omnivores, okay? They actually ate meat.
Yeah.
They got the goals, okay? Now, what's happening is all of a sudden in the last 6 months or year, these athletes have become vegans. And all of a sudden they're feeling better, their performance is improving, etc.
Why is that? Because all right, let's talk about this. Why do they feel so good? Why are they stating? Why are they following this religiously?
Question. What were they doing before? Okay, if you're eating shit, eating KFC and all the rubbish that can be added to, meat products, and you start eating a lot cleaner and you cut out all that shit from your diet, at first you're going to feel amazing.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. The firefighters, you know what I mean? They went to the firefighter station and they cleaned out their diet, a vegan diet. You know, these guys are eating Kentucky Fried Chicken and rubbish all day. Of course, they're going to have heart.
That was my second favorite scene. That was my second favorite scene.
Of course, you know.
What was your favorite scene?
I don't have a favorite scene.
Can I list out a few?
Which one? The erection one? the erection where
erection scene.
Wait. This is how stupid this film is, okay? They are doing scientific experiments with burritos.
Yeah.
In what fucking world do you do an experiment with a burrito over one night?
So a burrito.
Oh, today we're giving them beef burritos, a chicken burrito, and a bean burrito. And tomorrow we're just going to give them a plant-based burrito. Wow, the results are amazing. Look at the color of the water. Okay, look at the plasma. Clear plasma versus murky plasma. No fucking shit, Sherlock. How do you think fat gets transported? It gets transported through the blood. There's fat in animal product. No fucking shit. Why is that bad? Okay, it's just stupidity, but someone not knowing. Oh my God, look
Did
how
you see their faces? Did you see the athletes'
look
faces?
how murky.
It's
Oh
like,
my God,
what?
that's uneducated. That's being uneducated. Animal product has fat.
Yeah.
How do you think fat gets transported through the body? Through the blood.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's stupidity.
But they didn't state that. They didn't.
No, but the basis of a burrito.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Okay, they had a beef burrito. What did they have the night before? Were they on the piss the night before? Did they go out drinking?
Yeah.
Of course. Like this is
a lot of things
very
that go
important.
into it. Yeah.
You're doing an experiment of one night over a plant burrito and a meat burrito, and that's your basis of where you're getting your data from. Stupidity.
Yeah,
It's got a wow factor. Great. The football players that ate a beef burrito and then had a plant burrito, and they got bigger erections so many times throughout the night. Wow. Maybe they went out on the alcohol and had a couple drinks the night before. It's going to affect it. Number 2, you've got a device strapped to your penis. Okay? First night, I don't think I can sleep. I've got something strapped to my dick. Okay? Like, seriously, I've got a device strapped to my dick the first night. I'm going to be sitting in bed. I'm not going to get in a fucking erection. I'm thinking, this hurts my dick.
You wouldn't your dick go up with a device attached to it?
Depend on the device. A pocket pussy, maybe. No. But like, seriously, like this is the experiments they're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
And the guy did, say, this is not a scientific experiment. No fucking shit. Then don't use it.
Why is it in the documentary?
Why is it in the documentary? So, but seriously, think about it. One night, you're going to bed for the first night, you got a fucking thing strapped to your dick.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to sleep? How are you supposed to get 15 erections? The next night you might be used to it. It's like, oh, I've got the thing strapped to my dick. Maybe I can get a bit of a hard on. But like, seriously, you know, it just makes no sense. And I found out through research, these athletes or these footballers that they've been using, the two that were meat eaters are back to being meat eaters because they were getting injured, etc.
Are they really?
Yes.
Wow.
They still have a career in the NFL. The guy that's a vegan in that thing has no career in the NFL.
Really?
He's gone. They're all the athletes that are in that film are either injured,
Wow.
out of their careers are over. Okay. The football team. Wow, are you serious? Like the whole football team became vegan, or they started eating plant-based diets.
They had a chef making.
They had a chef making them food.
They had like a little get together. They all got together, had a vegan
Every
meal.
single one of them, the ones that stuck to it are out of a career, and the ones that aren't are all meat eaters.
Wow.
Like seriously,
That's crazy.
it's
All right.
right. Let me take a breath.
Have a breath so I can name this next scene. You ready? You ready for this next scene?
Am I getting angry again?
Yeah.
Like seriously, this is you know this is a topic that I don't like.
That's what I wanted to
You know
talk
this is a topic that really gets me angry because like I
Your
said,
face is going red actually.
but like I just
feel like you need a
and I'll
burrito.
explain to you why in a sec. Have you got a bean burrito for
Looks
me?
like a bean burrito.
I would love a bean
I get an
burrito.
erection.
Have you got that's what it is. Tonight I'm going to go have a tofu sandwich and then maybe I'll make love better to
Your
my wife.
wife.
My poor wife. She's not going to know what she's in for because I'm going to be such an animalistic.
Have a tofu soybean burrito.
Ooh, you make me wet.
That'll get you up with the device on your dick. All right, let's talk about the battle rope scene. What did he eat? A bean burrito, and he went and did 1 hour of battle ropes. He did 1 hour of battle rope slam. Just 1 hour. This.
You know what?
Just non-stop.
That's where we've been going wrong. That's where if I go to the gym tomorrow and I see someone, we got strongman workout tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a battle rope section. So after 1 minute these guys can't do it, I'm going to give them a bean burrito, and watch them do it for an hour. Like really. Do I even need to go into that? Like,
We could run experiments down here in the gym. Just before a session, have like a vegan meal for every client.
Stop. Why? Why? Now,
Just for a laugh.
if you were to tell me, okay, I'm going into competition, how would I get an advantage on my opponent? I would give him a bean burrito.
Beetroot juice. Beetroot juice. Apparently, beetroot
Wait,
juice
wait.
increases your bench by 19%.
Okay, anabolic steroids don't increase your bench by 19%. What fucking idiot would believe that? If you were to take 500 milligrams of testosterone every single day, okay, it wouldn't increase by 19%. If you were to add growth hormone and every other drug on the performance enhancing drug on the planet, you couldn't enhance your bench press by 19% in that period of time.
Beetroot juice does it.
There you go. See? That's the secret. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we're selling beetroot juice, the Bald Men and Barbells beetroot
We're
juice.
stocking beetroot juice. We need a beet.
Our sponsor, is there any
Beet
beetroot juice manufacturers out there? We'd like to put our faces on your
I'm
product.
telling you now, beetroot juice is the way to go. That shit's going to peak.
Of course
You
it
should
is.
get into beet shares.
Mate, you know what? And like I said, these things rely on stupidity of people.
Yeah.
And the reason I get frustrated is all the information's out there. All people have to do is read or listen or find someone that actually knows what they're talking about, that has an unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
And ask the questions. You know, don't watch a Netflix documentary and change your life. The amount of phone calls that I've got over the last 2-3 weeks about this documentary of people that are like, know my stand and like, oh, Rob, I'm not sure if you're how you're gonna feel about this, but I'm gonna go vegan. It's
The
like,
breaking news to you.
and this is my response. Off. There is no response. I don't have time to waste on stupid people. You know what I mean? That's it. They literally hear.
Beep.
That's it.
Rob, you there?
It's like really like, you know, it's frustrating. You know? And then I wonder why people are getting sick. You know, by eating, like, you need a balance.
Yeah.
Okay, you need a balance. You know, your body has things for a reason. It has stomach acid for a reason. You know, all stuff, all disease, and you know, your stomach is what fight. Why do you think there's so many people with gut irritations, gut problems? Because they're not having enough meat or animal-based products to keep the acid levels in their stomach up. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, okay, they stop eating meat. They're like, oh, I'm getting heartburn. Okay, you've got a valve in your esophagus, which once you have enough stomach acid, it closes the valve. If there's not enough acid, it opens. Of course, they're getting, you know, but then they'll take an antacid, okay, because, you know, with their beetroot juice,
Putting a Band-Aid on top
you know,
of a problem.
it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you need, you know, they pointed out all the amino acids that are in plants and, you know, that beneficial. You know, there's a lot in meat also, the carnosine and the carnitine, all that's so essential to human production.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, animals are the middlemen from grass. You can get your protein from grass. No, motherfucker. All the minerals come from the dirt, okay? So if you want to eat dirt, you shouldn't be eating the grass. Eat dirt, okay? That's the fucking...
Yeah, I love that theory.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Why go to the middleman?
why go to the
direct
middle
to the
of it?
source?
Oh, no, like seriously, I'm going to start a protest because I think it's cruel. You know what I mean? The animals eat grass. So why are these fucking vegans eating grass? Leave it the slack. You know what I mean? It's unfair. Don't want to stand out, you know, and hold signs and say unfair. I'm going to hold a sign saying leave the grass for the animals. You know what I mean? It's like really like
Save the animals.
Save the animals. Like seriously, it's not fair. And there was actually a study that said that came out that said when an animal gets like or a plant gets cut, it actually has feelings.
Yeah.
It actually there's
Yeah,
a
they do
study. You
have
know what I mean?
feelings.
So it's cruelty to plants.
All right.
Leave the plants alone.
Well, we're going to take a break. And when we come back,
I don't want to take a break.
I think you need a break.
I need
you
a
need
break.
some water. You need to drink some water.
I need
You
a
to have
Valium.
burrito.
Does
You need a
anyone have-
Valium.
I need a Valium.
He needs a bean burrito.
You did this on purpose. You wanted me to see me fire up.
Yeah.
Because nothing fires me up more than stupidity.
And I'm excited for this next half. So,
Oh,
all
shit.
right, we're going to take a break and we'll be back with more. We're back. After a little break. His face was going a little red, so I think we needed a little
I
break.
punched the wall a few times. But I feel better now.
Was it the same wall you punched the other day?
There's not much of a wall left.
No, okay. It's just a hole. Just punching holes.
Punching air.
Fucking oath. All right. You calm?
Yep.
You relaxed?
I'm good.
Yeah, you good?
Yep.
Need anything?
Depends on the topic you open.
Okay.
This is all done unplanned. So just to let our viewers know that. or
Yeah, we
listeners.
don't plan any of these conversations.
So the way it works is Bass comes up with topics and throws them at me.
Yeah.
And tries to get reactions out of me.
I just try to kind of tickle his feelings a little.
It worked really well last time.
Well, I'm going to work it a little more now.
We're not still talking about vegans, are
Yeah, I want to talk about the vegan strongman in the documentary. Because they really emphasize this guy's strength, his skill, his stamina, his vegan diet. But they never, ever, ever touch on the topic of how many anabolic steroids this guy's on and how much he's injecting on a daily basis.
Wait, let me get my earlobes for a second.
So,
okay.
What was your thought on that scene?
Where do I start of the stupidity once again? Now, but the best part is he won a world record on the yoke carry at the end.
See that?
1,500, how much was it? 1,500 pounds or something like that. It was
a
world record.
It was something huge. It was a huge number.
My friend, and if anybody knows anything about strongman, in the Arnold strongman competition, the openers are 1,500 pounds. Okay? So, big fucking shit.
Yeah.
All right? And like I said, I would like to know what he got big on and strong on first of all. Okay? And in the world of strongman, this man is not very strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they've made him out, gorillas eat grass or leaves. Oh, sorry, no, it was a buffalo. I'm strong like a buffalo. A buffalo eats grass. It's like really a buffalo has 3 stomachs also and it digests food different. Like,
how many young little boys will watch that? How many young little boys will watch that documentary and be like, fuck, this guy's getting super strong.
False advertising.
Yeah,
like I said, world record. In what world record did they stage?
misleading.
They staged the world record on stage at 1,500 pounds. It's not the world record. Okay? There's 3 things that from memory now that you're talking about that. There's the big strong man. Then there's the vegan bodybuilder. Okay.
Yeah.
How much steroids is he on? And he's not very big anyway. He's like nothing special. Okay, they're highlighting these individuals, but put them up against meat eaters. Put them as like, let's see apples versus oranges. You know what I mean? Let's they're highlighting these people as how amazing they are. But in what world?
What about a strongman competition? Vegans versus meat eaters. Vegans versus omnivores.
Mate,
Ooh, that'll be a true experiment.
That is an experiment.
That'll be a true experiment.
Get your best vegan.
Anyone out there want to start a competition?
If anyone's out there, the best vegan versus the best omnivore.
Who would we get?
Okay.
We'd get that guy off the show, and then I'm thinking we get like Thor.
Thor will put the yoke and him on top of the yoke and walk it without a problem. And then he'll go, what's next? But it's like, really? And then there was the ultra marathon runner. The guy, the ones his bones were popping out of his legs. Okay. What was attractive about that? Okay. Now, let me explain something to you that I've done also research on this. So, wow, he broke the record by 5 hours after his knees were popping out and his whatever, this and that. That was filmed a few years ago. That record has not only been broken, but has been smashed. Do you know by how much?
How much?
5 days. Not 5 hours.
What?
5 days.
5 days.
The record has been, that record, I can't remember the guy's name.
Vegan?
And he was a vegan, yes.
He must have been vegan.
He must have been vegan, yeah.
He broke it by 5 days.
No, he was definitely not a vegan. So they were, whoa, we won by 5 hours. Who gives a shit? It's been broken by 5 days and it'd been broken many times after he broke it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, okay, where is the validity of all of this? You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of these guys are saying plant-based diet. This is where the big misconception is, okay? They're saying all these athletes, that the NFL guy, the black guy, he's on a plant-based diet.
Yeah.
You know? But what is a plant-based diet? Okay, some plant-based diets still have meat in them. You know, but they're not telling you that, are they? But it sounds okay. It's a vegan thing. No, okay. Tom Brady was on a plant-based diet, one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you look at how much meat he was consuming, it's still a lot more than the average person. Okay. But it was a lower percentage. The majority of his things came from plants. So it was a plant-based diet. But they don't tell you that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all of a sudden these people are becoming vegans, okay? Because they're hiding the fact that they are still eating animal-based product.
So they should say mostly plant-based diet.
Yes.
Add a mostly at the
yes.
start.
Or like I said, yeah, absolutely. But this is where the misconception comes in. It's like all of a sudden, okay, honestly, the amount of phone calls and messages I've received that, I'm going to try it out for a little while.
Yeah, I had a couple of clients message me as well and be like, hey, what do you think about the vegan
And you know
diet?
what? They're going to come back to me in a year's time and I'm like, you know what to tell them? Fuck off. Because you're a stupid idiot that didn't listen to me in the first place. Like, I can't help. I can't.
All right, so we've established you really enjoyed the documentary, okay, and you're a firm believer in the vegan diet.
You should have seen me, the state of I was in after. But like I said to you, I hand it to James Cameron. He's done such.
He killed it.
If you were like, if this wasn't the world we live in, I'd be a vegan or a plant-based diet person.
Yeah, it was
tomorrow.
a great documentary. I was like,
what I mean?
wow.
Someone like Kai Green. Kai Green, one of the best bodybuilders of all time, has started a plant-based diet. So it will be a few years until he loses all his muscle mass, but it's on the way. Let's see how long he lasts.
Well, no, because it seems like coupling anabolic steroids with plant-based diet seems to be working well.
Yeah, it's good. It stimulates the hormones production.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
seems to be working
because
well.
the blood is clear.
Because
It goes through the blood clearer. It goes
the
a lot
steroids
quicker.
travel throughout the
There
bloodstream
you
faster,
go.
and therefore you get the effects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forget about the anabolic steroids here, because the anabolic steroids are actually plant-based anabolic steroids. But they're not. They don't come from animals, so they're all right. You know what I mean? They're not animals. They're not.
They're still plant-based.
They're plant-based. Yes, absolutely.
Can you get plant-based steroids? Is that a thing? You start a plant-based steroid company. That's a fucking idea right
You know
there.
what?
A plant-based supplementation steroid company.
Got it. Let's create a steroid company. Okay, we'll use proper anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
But the name of our company, we'll call it plant-based. So the steroids will be plant-based steroids.
Unless we say mostly plant-based steroids. We had the mostly.
McDonald's did
Can't
that,
get
but
sued.
no, McDonald's did that. They're so smart. Remember they had 100% Angus?
Yeah.
The 100% Angus beef?
Yeah.
The reason for that was the company was called 100% Angus.
Yes, there was no fucking beef in there, baby.
By the way, don't get me started on Hungry Jacks. Oh, Hungry Jacks have a plant-based patty. I heard people talking about it the other day. Oh my God, it tastes like meat. Motherfucker, eat meat. Okay? Why do you vegans want to make fucking fakin'? Don't do that. Okay? Eat grass. Eat fucking whatever. Leave bacon alone, okay? Don't ruin it by calling it fakin' and putting shit in it. Oh, but it really tastes like meat. Well, if you want to eat meat, eat meat.
It's a trend. There's a lot of people that would take offense to that.
I don't care. Sorry, I apologize now. If you're a vegan, I don't like you, okay? I have my right to speak up my mind and to tell you, like,
It's
it
true.
is what it is. I'm not,
This is a free-for-all podcast.
I
You're allowed
don't,
to voice your
I don't
opinions,
mean
I
to
think.
offend anybody, but I'm
I
going to
think you already
speak.
have.
I'm going to speak my mind.
It's too late.
Oh.
All right.
So we're not going to make it.
We're not making it episode 3. So this is our final episode. If you-
For our final episode, we're going to.
Make sure if you are listening to this, you do screenshot it wherever you are listening to and post it on social media. Be sure to tag us at Bald Men and Barbells 1. I did try to get Bald Men and Barbells, but
Bald Men and Barbells not available?
well, yeah, it is. If I had put like a dot in the middle, but someone's got Bald Men and Barbell on Instagram.
So you can't put barbells?
But we are barbell. They've got Bald Men and Barbells.
Yeah.
We had to be Bald Men and Barbells 1 on Instagram.
Oh, that sucks.
It's common. You hear it a lot. You see it all.
I do see it a lot. Yes.
I got Twitter. I got our emails, but the Instagram. I'm gonna try again. I don't know why.
Can we message or email the guy that's got barbells?
You can do that, but apparently sometimes they charge you money. They're like, all right, pay me for this username. It's mine. Pay me if you want it.
So ask how much they want to pay, because we're going to blow up the internet.
We're gonna be
So I want
we
Bald
might as
Men and
well,
Barbells.
we might as well get it now.
Yeah.
You're right.
I
I'll
think
look into that.
Now it's not worth anything now, you know what I mean? So, but like in 6 months' time, when Joe Rogan's listening to us,
100%.
he's like, oh, I love these guys.
Yeah,
We're
Bald
going to
Men and
smoke some
Barbells.
weed with Bald Men and Barbells.
Yeah, I don't want him adding a 1 at the end.
I know, hey, who does that? Like, that's like, seriously, you've got to think big.
Let's go back to the Game Changers, your favorite documentary. Now, all right. Put aside everything that was in the documentary. Put aside all the bullshit. Put aside all the biased comments, all the scientific results, and let's talk about now. If I were to follow a vegan diet, right? I'm not saying me personally.
You're fired.
Stop looking at me like that.
You're fired. That's number one.
So I was
Number one, you'll be fired.
Yeah.
Number two, there'll be Bald Men and Barbell.
Bald man.
Bald Men and Barbell.
Bald man and barbell.
Number three, I wouldn't be able to look at you in the eye.
Okay, just pause for a sec.
Okay.
if somebody out there
Yep.
were to follow a vegan diet, they were like, all right, I really love this documentary. I believe everything they're saying. I want to follow a vegan diet. What would be the safest way? Because obviously, if they're not getting the minerals and nutrients out of a plant-based diet that they get from meat, chicken, eggs, and all of that, so on and so forth, what would their supplementation look like? What would they need to take on top of eating leaves every day?
Let's go back. So let's reverse. If they came to me and said that I'm going to start a vegan diet after watching the documentary, I would tell them to fuck off. Okay, so
but they're not coming to you; they're coming to me.
No. I'm going to come to your point, and it's going to come. The answer you want is coming.
Yeah, okay.
But I need to state that if they're doing it, this is what I was talking about earlier. If they're doing a vegan diet of watching the documentary, they're idiots.
Yeah,
that's number one.
All right, number one.
Now, like I said to you, I do speak to a few vegans because they're vegans. Well, I have on the rare occasion spoken to a couple vegans.
Yeah, you've dabbled in the conversation.
I've dabbled, only because it's from a religious point of view. And like I said, I don't touch religion. Yeah, that's number one. My number one thing is stay away from religion. But if they're doing it for a religious reason, I respect them for doing it, and then I will advise them on the right do's and don'ts. Okay. Now, a lot of the time, they need to get their certain amount of protein in. A lot of the time, the amount of protein, for an average person, depending on their goals, especially performance-based goals, is quite high. A lot higher than you can get from plants. So the supplements are going to have to be there. Hence the pea proteins. They take a lot, some digestive enzymes and some other enzymes. They take a lot of B vitamins, vitamin D. So they're supplementing a lot of stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, they need... if you look at a vegan that does, they're supplementing lots and lots of vitamins that they're not getting from their food. And obviously protein is number one. You can only get so much protein from beans and from lentils, etc. So you can get them.
Did you see the scene about the peanut butter sandwich? No. And that a peanut butter sandwich equates to eating 4 eggs, or you get the same amount of protein. If you put peanut butter in bread, it equates to the same amount of protein of 3 eggs, right? But what they didn't say is that a peanut butter sandwich, with the amount of peanut butter you need for that amount of protein,
a lot of peanut butter.
It's like 900 calories for a sandwich compared to like 200 for eggs.
But exactly.
So the protein, I feel like the protein factor is the biggest factor.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. The biggest thing is for me, like I said, in regards to the people that we train, is in regards to strength athletes and even your normal people, is the amount of protein that they need to get from food. And some of it's harder to get the protein content from real food, so that's why they have to go to supplements. Yeah. And I always say this, the thing that makes people old is a couple of things. Number one is the amount of lean muscle they have. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if they're not getting enough protein, they're not maintaining lean muscle, etc., especially if they're exercising. Number two is flexibility and joint health. Okay, and number three is the way they feel about themselves. An observation is vegans are. Have you met a vegan?
I've met a vegan.
Like they're just like on a not bothered playing. Like they're just cruising in life and just. I don't know what.
Do you mean they have less energy?
Yeah. Experiment. Go to a vegan restaurant and tell me what your observations are.
So you've been to a vegan restaurant?
I've walked past it and thought to myself, look at these poor people. No, because
I was waiting for you to say, I walked in. No way. Like, you're part of the vegan community. Welcome.
Number one, the color of it.
Sorry, I want to use that button eventually.
There you go. No, but the color of their skin. Yeah. They look yellow. Yeah. Okay? And they're not Asians, yellow. They look
Bananas
yellow.
In pajamas, yellow?
I'm telling you, the color of their eyes, there's things about them that they just don't look healthy. And the amount of people that I've spoken to over years that used to be vegan, there's a lot of people that used to be vegan. You know what I mean? And they've come full circle around because their hair might start falling out. Their nails start atrophying. Okay? This is all important amino acids and that they get from meat. Yeah. Or from animal-based products. They keep going to meat. But animal-based products in general. Yeah. It's essential. Like I said, if you take anything out, I follow a guy named Dr. Sean Barker. Now, he's on the other side of the extreme where he's a carnivore.
You know what I mean? Pure meat.
Pure meat.
Every day, all day.
Eats nothing but animal.
Nothing but animal.
Nothing but animal. Okay?
Not a single green vegetable.
Nothing but animal.
No nuts.
No
seeds.
So he gets his fats from butter, from lard,
No dairy.
No dairy. Dairy comes from animals. Yes, you can have dairy.
You can have dairy.
Yes.
Yogurt, milk.
Depends on what's added to it. So natural stuff, yes. But his majority of his diet comes from animal meats.
Wow.
So red
You
meat.
tried that, didn't you?
I loved it. It was
How long
fantastic.
did you try that for?
I did it for about 6 months.
6 months.
And to be honest
you
with you,
ate meat for 6 months.
It's no problem for me. Now,
I know it's not a problem for you,
and
but
the only reason I stopped is because I was going overseas to a third world country, and I wasn't really, really keen about eating. Like I didn't trust the meat there, just for obviously for health reasons. So
there is a place for vegan diets.
I honestly,
when you're traveling,
sorry,
when you're traveling to third world countries, there's your opening.
Still not. I'll take meat in my bag. I won't declare that I got animal product in my bag. Now,
what was the outcome? What was the outcome of your?
I never felt better in my life.
Wow.
I felt amazing. I felt strong. I felt powerful. My digestive. At first, didn't know what to expect with my digestion because your stool is a little bit different. You know what I mean? You actually got your stool at the beginning liquefies. So if I went to if you accidentally try to do a fart and you actually shit your pants, then. It's like that can happen. It's very common. Wow. Okay, but my digestion
farting all day, every day.
I just carry a spare pair of undies everywhere I go. But all jokes aside,
is that healthy though? Don't they say your stool is like a representation of how your what's going on in the inside? Things
balance out, but it was only because your body's changing. It doesn't know how to deal with things, and it doesn't know how to process what you're giving it. Yeah. Okay, it's quite creative where it'll turn things into what it needs. Now. What I did notice is my appetite had changed a lot. So it's a sort of thing where you can eat as much as you want, you know what I mean? But you become animalistic in regards to like a lion. He goes for a hunt, he eats his prey, and he might just rest. He won't need to eat for a day or two, So you're not looking for food all the time. That's the reaction that I got, the response that I got for it. And my energy levels are through the roof.
I was just about to ask you, your energy
fantastic.
levels. Yeah?
At first, like I said, you go through like a week. It's like when you start keto also. You go through like the keto flu, et cetera. But it's your body adapting. But when it's kicking in, honestly, it's fantastic for me, who loves meat so much and comes from a ethnic background where we have lots of barbecues and all that stuff. And, I wanted to, get leaner and bigger and stronger and not have to worry how many grams of protein that I'm getting. Just eat as much as I want until I'm full. Yeah. And I only eat when I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Which, turned out to be like, once or twice a day as opposed to 3 or 4 or 5.
It's not sustainable though.
For the average person, no. For the average person, no. It depends on lifestyle, you know what I mean? Is it sustainable? Can you? Yeah, absolutely. But it depends on, your cultural, what culture your backgrounds are. Some people, like the Italians, they live for pasta, and, the family is the melting point of the family gets together and they eat. So you're not limiting that sort of thing. Yeah. Same with the Lebanese, same with all different cultures. Asians, they eat rice, and, it's one of those things that, sustainable depending on the person, depending on their family, depending on their environment. Yeah. It really depends.
So there's a lot of factors that go into the success of a diet.
Absolutely. My diets my views on diets have changed a lot over the years. You know what I mean?
The thing is, if meat doesn't sit well with you, doesn't mean you need to stop everything else. How some people are like, oh, meat doesn't sit well.
Okay, but that's a good question. Why?
Why doesn't it sit well?
Have they checked their stomach acid levels? Maybe they're not producing enough stomach acid because they've done something stupid and haven't had meat or animal products, because your body needs X amount of supplements. But then if you give them like a protein digestive enzyme, which increases HCl in the stomach, and they feel amazing.
Which I can attest to. I've done that.
You were having gut issues. Yeah. I can't eat meat. So I told you to take a protein digestive enzyme. What happened?
Yeah. Well, I think it all comes, again, it's individualized. Yep. Right? For me personally, I had trouble with my gut. I just feel like I wasn't digesting not just meat, but a lot of food sources. It just wasn't sitting well, and performance wise, I wasn't feeling energetic. Something was wrong. Yep. So I did some blood tests. I did a stool test. Sent my stool test to America. They assessed it, analyzed it, all of that, and they came back with all of these recommendations and stuff. And one of the recommendations was to take a digestive enzyme, and that's how you kickstart it, right? And so I started taking that for roughly, took it about 6 weeks, right, morning and night, and now I still take it just in the morning for maintenance. But after about the 4th week, man, totally different.
Yes, because your body starts producing it again. Yeah. Okay, depending on the supplement you take, some of them encourage you to increase your stomach acid.
And I enjoyed eating more because like I was putting food in my mouth and I was like, okay, now I feel comfortable. I feel at ease putting this food in my mouth. And I think that's a lot of people go to the vegan diet, go to a plant-based diet because of that reason, because their gut bacteria isn't up to par. And instead of fixing it, the source, they
put a band-aid over it.
Yeah,
exactly. And I can understand that, you know what I mean? It's like I said, the lack of education. And the gut is an issue that is an issue that no one really knows how to fix it. So many people have got gut.
Early days.
We're in the beginning. Like there's no real clinical data of how to fix people's guts because it's so vast. You know what I mean? It's bacteria, it's enzymes, it's HCl levels. It's so much, and part of it, a lot of it contributes to the food that we're consuming. It's so genetically modified, you know what I mean? So things are just going to get worse and worse. So that's why I'm so passionate about the don't cut out animal products from your diet, because your HCl, the acid levels is what kills all the disease. It's what digests your food. You know what I mean? So if you're not eating meat, for example, okay, your body doesn't need HCl. It doesn't need the acid. So what it does is it stops producing it.
Yeah.
So then as soon as you start eating meat again, you feel sick. Of course, you've ruined your system. So all these vegans and stuff in months' time, they're going to feel like shit. And then they could never probably eat meat again because, they're going to have to, because their iron levels probably will drop. Okay, and they're not going to feel well. Like I said, the amount of people I've done some studies that nails start falling out, hair starts falling out. You know, this is all.
It's a good point though, because I see it a lot as well. A lot of people who are like, I'm vegan, and then
they look terrible.
Not only that, but like a year later, they're back to eating meat again.
Of course,
and it's like, what happened? What went on there? You know,
but your body needs it.
And they're like, I didn't miss it. I just went back to it. I was like, really? Was that the reason?
Yeah,
was
absolutely. We got some members in that try to do things in the gym, and all of a sudden, I'm not feeling well, like low iron, etc., etc. All I say to them is just try to have a little bit of meat, okay? Whether it be red meat, chicken, whatever. That's all I just try. I know you don't digest it well. Have a protein digestive enzyme. Let me know how you feel.
Yeah.
A week of that, they come back and they're PRing fucking everything they've done in the last whatever, and they're like, I feel great. It's like, okay, great. What is the difference? You know what I mean? It's
your diet is such a big factor. Such a big factor.
Everything.
It's such a big factor.
You know what I mean?
And to think that we're only so early in the research and we still don't know, like, we don't know 1% of what's out there and what's coming. I feel like in 10 years' time, we're going to look back and we're going to be like, what the fuck were we talking about?
Yeah.
What were they preaching? You know, like we're going to be doing something totally different in 10 years' time. And
it's two things.
It all comes back down to the basics, you know, like the foundations, like with the meat and the acid in your stomach, with the veggies and the benefits. Like it all comes down to, I think, balance, right? Treating your body as an individual, not looking at documentaries, not looking at what he says or she says, seeing how you feel on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Experimenting with different sources, different diets. You know, just because you go vegan, you're not a bad person. You're like, I don't know, agree about that, but there's hope at the end of the tunnel. Okay, but yeah, it really is. It's one of like the global factors right now. Nutrition is massive, like it's overtaking training essentially in terms of like topics that are peaking online and you know people are talking about. It's
because nutrition, everybody has to eat.
Yeah,
not everybody has to train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
That's what you got to understand. Everybody has to eat, you know, and you know we're only like you said, we're only at the beginning. We haven't even seen anything yet.
Yeah.
Because as the population is increasing, as the genetically modified food starts increasing, things are going to change, and we're not meant to consume genetically modified food. You know, so our body's going to have to adapt. You know what I mean? We haven't even seen anything yet. You know, you can see the horror stories coming out now. How they're producing meat in test tubes now, you know what I mean? Or they're producing, plant-based stuff in petri dishes. It's just like it's massive, you know. It's scary to see, you know.
They're growing meat in labs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and they're saying it has the exact same amount of nutrients as a normal piece of meat from a cow, from a live cow.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. But once again, if you see the way it's produced, actually, it's quite funny. I just did some research over the weekend about it. They're getting the embryo of a cow. That's what starts it. So they kill they get a fetus of a cow. They take the blood from the embryo to start the process of this genetically modified meat. So it comes from that anyway.
Wow.
It's quite. If I'd strongly recommend, if you guys want to do some research, as Dr. Barker, he actually does a podcast, 2 podcasts. One of them is his own on YouTube that debunks everything that we spoke about in regards to the Game Changer, and he also does one with Mark Bell. That goes for 2 hours, which is a bit more.
Maybe there's our first guest.
Let's try and get. Yeah, I'd love to get Dr. Barker on the show.
Dr.
Absolutely.
Barker.
But the one he does with Mark Bell is a little bit more in layman's terms. His one's quite technical, so depends on where you're at. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Look at that, eh?
Oh, look,
my blood pressure's coming down. As we're
I just
talking.
thought it was a good topic to talk about. Something that's circulating right now. People are talking about it. People are turning vegan by the minute.
You know what? All jokes aside, I know, like, you guys need to understand that we like to have a bit of a banter, and I do go off on tangents and et cetera, et cetera. But the fact is, okay, taking my bias out of the equation is just do your research. You know what I mean? Like, you know, don't watch a documentary on Netflix and change your lifestyle.
Or listen to us.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, you can take our information and see, Google it and see if we're talking, you know, if we're on the right path or, you know, like I said.
We're doing the research for you. Yeah, we're doing the research.
Absolutely.
Practical research, theoretical research. We're researching ourselves.
Absolutely. And you got to understand where we get most of our information from. It's a lot of it is probably not in books or on the internet. It's what we see on a daily basis.
Everyday people.
You know what I mean? I'm an experimental type of person, and I'll try different things on the members that we have, or the, you know, over the last 25 years of people that we've worked with, and we come to conclusions. Now, whether they're right or wrong, that's our opinion, and people can take it however they like. And like I said, do your research. Don't believe what we say and treat it as gospel. Go and see, you know, does it make sense or not, and then try it. You know what I mean? What's the clinical research? what data do you have? Just fucking try it. You know what I mean? If we tell you something, or, you know, you come up with a solution, try it. You know what I mean? Like, research first in regards to, you know, when we start talking about training and things like that. You know, you might not see it in books because we've done so much experimenting, and we experiment on a daily basis. You know, research it, look at it, understand it, try it.
Try it for yourself.
Try it. You know, experiment with it.
That's the only way to know.
Because people that say, "Oh, what study do you have?" They're fucking idiots. They don't know what they're talking about.
So you're saying you should try a vegan diet?
No. Except no.
Is that the message you're sending?
No, I'm not. The only exception to that rule is the vegan diet. Hey, but you know what? Maybe for a week or two. You know, I wouldn't do it personally, but maybe for a week or two. You know, try and see how, you know. But as long as
you're even struggling, you're struggling to tell people to try a vegan diet.
I can't do it. Sorry, I retract that statement.
I think that's good advice. Research, try it for yourself, see how you feel. Yeah. If you feel what if they feel great on a vegan diet? They've never felt better in their life. What happens there?
Once again, it depends on where they're coming from. If you are going, from KFC and McDonald's to a vegan diet, of course you're going to feel fucking great.
Yeah, you're going to feel good.
Of course, and that's where a lot of people are coming from.
Yeah.
The firefighters they showed and some of the guys they showed, that's where they're coming from.
Overweight, unhealthy,
of course,
bad habits.
They're eating fucking 10,000 calories a day of oil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And saturated fats. Of course, if they go to vegan, they're going to feel amazing. Their markers are going to come down. It's not rocket science. Yeah. But if you go from a healthy omnivorous diet or a balanced diet, that's where you need to start from.
Yeah.
Need to start with having everything, being good, being consistent, eating good, clean food, and then making a switch so you can understand. Like I said, you want to try something, try it from a neutral ground.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think the process of elimination is the best way to go.
Absolutely.
Eliminate things one thing at a time from your diet, or add one thing at a time into your diet and see how you feel. Even that stool test, the main consensus at the end, like after all this data, all these food sources, it said the best food sources for my blood and all this bullshit. At the end, it was like, after 30 days, eliminate this, eliminate that, eliminate this, see how you feel, re-add this, re-add that. And I was like, so that's all it comes down to, really. 100%. That's how you figure out what's wrong with you and what works and what doesn't. It's eliminate and add, and add, and then until you find the perfect recipe,
what works for you.
The perfect equation for what works for you.
See, but this is what I'm talking about. This is as intelligent as we are.
James Cameron, motherfucker, should have brought us on this documentary. Imagine us on there.
Oh my
goodness. They come and interview us.
James Cameron.
I don't think anything would have happened there. All right, well, we're going to end this podcast. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.
I've got so much more to talk about.
I know. We'll do another fucking episode on vegans and the game changer. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, be sure to screenshot it, share it on social media, show us some love, and stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.
Hopefully we don't get banned.
Hopefully not.